All right, let's talk about a team that you're already in and all your team members would be in as well, and how you could start up that virtual meeting then. So we're going to pretend that this is a PLC team, and maybe me and 3 other teachers are in on this. So the quickest and most basic way that you can get a video call started is within any of the channels over here. Each one of them would be able to start a different video, but just sit in your general channel. You come down here and this icon right here that looks like a little video camera, and when you hover over it, it says Meet Now. So when you click on that, it's going to open up this little box. It's going to say, do you want your camera on or off? And then it's going to allow you to schedule a meeting potentially. So if you weren't ready to have a meeting take place right away, you could do something different, but you could just say meeting with team right there, and then you can just click Meet Now. And that's going to automatically start that video call. Now my camera is closed right now, but if it was open, you'd see my face at this point. Now, what you need to remember is that you've got 2 main things here. You can turn your camera on and off by just clicking on it. So when I turn my camera off, you'll see this little line go through it. And when I click it again, it'll toggle it back on. And you'll see that line has disappeared, and now my camera comes back on. Same thing with my microphone. I can go ahead and click on that microphone to mute it. And to unmute it, then I just go back and click it again. So that's going to give you the ability to just have that face-to-face conversation. One other thing that you can do that's really handy is, say a team lead wants to go ahead and share an agenda for this meeting, or share a document that they have that everybody's going to work off of, like your lesson planning guide. You can go right here to this little icon where it says share. You can click on that. And then down here, it's going to give you these options to go ahead and share different screens. So if you see desktop or window, that's going to go ahead and say that it's going to share everything on your desktop. Or if you had something specific open, then it would say, hey, you can go ahead and open this. So in this case, I have a PowerPoint open, so I could click on that and it would just show that PowerPoint. Now over here, you see that I've got this option for a whiteboard. That's where I could go ahead and click on that, and then if I needed to draw on this, I could. But I'm just going to say share this desktop, and it's going to ask me what screen, because I have a couple screens open right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and say to share this one. And at that point now, the other person would be seeing this other screen that I have. You'll notice that your screen turns off at that point, and you'll notice that this little thing then has an option for you to stop the sharing. All you have to do is click on that again, and now you're no longer sharing stuff. All right, so when somebody else has started a meeting in that channel, so your team lead has gone ahead and gone in there, you're the rest of the people on the team, you're going to be able to come in here now, and it's going to say meeting now, and basically that means somebody else has started it. You can see that it's running, and then anybody that's in that team can go ahead and just click right here to say join that, and then they're going to get the same options here essentially that you got when you started it. The difference is you're going to join. You can join with your camera turned off or your camera turned on, and you can join with your microphone muted or unmuted. So sometimes it's handy when you first enter into something to go ahead and mute that microphone. That way nobody hears your stuff coming on. If you click on devices, it's going to pull up over here and give you the option to toggle between different speakers. If you had headphones in, the headphones would show up there as an option. You could switch between headphones or the built-in speakers on your computer. And the same thing with a microphone. If you had an external microphone there as well, you could click on that. But then you're just going to click Join Now. And once you do that, I've got 2 different screens going. Both of them have the same call. So I've muted my microphone on both of them just so I don't get the feedback. But if you start getting the annoying feedback, it's because you've got too many microphones in the same area. Now, what's nice again is that you can share that desktop. You can click here and you can start a recording. So if you actually wanted to record that meeting because maybe somebody else wasn't able to be in attendance, you have that option to be able to start the recording as well. Again, anybody can hang up in that meeting when they're ready to leave. The meeting will continue for everybody else until they're done. But that's all it really takes to get a Teams video call going. To end the call, all you have to do is come over here to hang up. You click that, and it's going to go ahead and end that call for you. Now, if you leave the call, other people could still be in the call. So that's one thing that's kind of handy too, is that you could actually be the one that originated, but you can end it at any given time. So let's look at one other way that you can start a call, because sometimes it might not make sense to just go in and join it on the fly. So you have this option up here within the calendar. So on the left side menu over here, I've got calendar. And then I've got my Meet Now and my new meeting. Now, Meet Now is going to be like what I just showed you if you started that in the post feed. The new meeting option, if you click this drop down, you can see you can schedule an event, schedule a meeting, or do a live event. Okay, schedule a meeting is what you want, so you click on that. And obviously you're going to fill out the details. You can add people to this meeting, so this is another way that you can now get just a few people. Maybe you don't want the entire team. Adding their names just like you would to an email. Here where it says add channel, if I click on that, now I can look through all of my teams and all of the different channels that I have. So I'll use this team for my videos, and I'm going to say that I want to put this in the general channel. Then after you have all of your details, you can just come up here on the upper right corner and say send. Now those people are going to get alerts saying that they're going to have a meeting set up at that time. And then when you look back in your teams, remember I set it up in a general channel in a specific class. And so you can see right now that the invite shows up right here. So it says, we will meet to discuss the plan moving forward to the time we're out of school. That was the details that I put in there. And then when I click on this, it's going to bring me to the page with all the details of what I've got. And then to join the meeting, I've got two options up here. When the time is right, I can click the join up here, or I can go down here and click on the link that's going to be here. But there'll also be a link in the email that you get. The email will basically look like this, and it'll have this kind of link in it. So those are the main ways that you would go ahead and get started with a Teams video call, and how you can use that for a group, for an entire team, or you can do it for just a smaller group that you handpick who you want to be in there. Hope this all comes in handy. If you have any questions, of course, be sure to hit up your Innovative Learning Specialist.